Welcome to all my travelers out there. I am your host, Darren Beckett, and this is the Global Travel Podcast. For those who do not know my travel resume, I've been to 13 states, 15 countries on 5 different continents, but it is not about me. Here, we are giving you quality travel tips, insights, and recommendations on all the best destinations for ideas to enjoy your vacations. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. We are all clear for takeoff. Section below, type in the words "I got my ticket." At the end of the show, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna respond to see how your experience went with us. Okay, so with that being said, on today's episode we are taking a trip to Haiti. So make sure you got your passports, your earphones, and something to snack on. We have a very special guest here with us today, but before I introduce her, let me just say this. Now, this young lady right here is well-rounded. She's been across the world. She's been to 11 states and 21 countries. So if Haiti is on your list, you definitely want to pay attention. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Miss Gayathan. How you doing today, Miss Gayathan? Did I say it right? You got to correct me if I'm wrong or not. I don't want to mess up your name now. Is that okay? Did I do okay?
Well, Gayathan,
Okay.
you did well.
Thank you. Much appreciated. So welcome. Thank you so much for your time. We'll definitely appreciate it. Now, we do have a little ways. We have a flight to catch. We got to go to Haiti, of course. But before we catch this flight, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, where you live, where you're from, what you do for work, hobbies, all that good stuff?
Okay, so as you mentioned, hello everyone. My name is Gayathan. I currently live in New Jersey, but I was born and raised in Haiti and moved here when I was about 14.
Mhm.
I just graduated my MBA in digital business. So right now I'm working at a shop where I'm trying to digitize their store, basically, make it more digital friendly. So that's what
Mhm.
I'm doing on the side. On top of having my own travel tour company where we take different people around the world. But right now, obviously, it's a little on the slow down because of everything going on. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's me in a nutshell.
Nice, nice. Other than travel, what other hobbies do you have?
I do enjoy dancing. I used to dance when I was younger, so now I just do it for fun in my adult life. I read, and
Mhm.
I'm trying to pick up hiking, but then it got cold in Jersey. I don't really like the cold, so we'll see how that goes.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. So, far as that, what kind of dance are we talking about? What kind of dance do you do?
I mean, when I was younger, I did mostly ballet and like jazz and folklore, but now I just vibe out and just whatever my body feels like with the music playing. Nothing crazy, nothing specific. It's just for fun.
Gotcha. So, okay, cool. Let's go. Well, since you're in New Jersey, so let's go ahead and stay in New Jersey for a little bit. So, since we're here, what would you recommend folks to do while in New Jersey?
Well, Jersey is it is called a garden state. So we do have a lot of farms and a lot of nature. And a lot
Mhm.
of when they come to Jersey, they only think, oh, it's so close to New York. Let me just pop in New York. Well, Jersey is its own state and it has its own thing to offer aside from the
Mhm.
shore, obviously. So people like to go to the
Mhm.
shore, check out the casinos. I say always go to the west of Jersey, so closer to I don't know, Pennsylvania. And there's a lot of
Mhm.
like nice hiking trail, a lot of nature like things to see. Farms are always fun to go, especially when it comes to like apple picking session and pumpkin picking and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
what more? I mean, I guess the beauty of it really is the fact that it's close to New York, so you can sleep in Jersey and go chill in New York. I don't want to say that, but it is one of the perks of being in Jersey.
Right. So folks in Jersey, they head to New York. So how what's that drive like, or how long does that take to get to
I
New
mean, it
York?
depends where you are in Jersey, but I'm in
Mm.
North Jersey. I mean, some people it depends who you are, but I think I'm in North Jersey, and it's without too much traffic. It's a 30-minute drive. 30
Okay.
minutes and I'm in
Okay.
Manhattan. 30 minutes and I'm in Brooklyn, or
Oh.
40 minutes I'm in Harlem. That's without too much traffic, of course.
Right. Now, as far as the food in Jersey, is it similar to New York, or they got their own vibe, or what's the food like
I don't
there?
know. The food is very similar, basically the same. A lot of Spanish people, a lot of Caribbean people. So the food is very similar. We both eat pizzas and bacon and bagels. Like, no, it's basically the same thing food wise. I mean, unless you go South Jersey, like Southwest Jersey is more European. I want to say.
Mm.
I don't
Right,
quite
right.
more European. West
Uh-huh.
Jersey, whereas closer to the coast, closer to New York, is more Caribbean, Spanish, and Indian and
Mm.
stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Now, is there a particular time folks should go to Jersey or stay away?
No, no. Winter's nice here because it snows, so it's beautiful. Spring is just as nice. The garden states when all the flowers come out, and
Mm.
no, any time of the year really is good to come to Jersey. Depending on what you want to do, of course. If you're trying to go to the beach, obviously winter is not for you. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to, go hiking in the snow, then yeah, come in the winter time.
Right, right. So Jersey, if you haven't been, you definitely put on your list. It's only a 30-minute drive to New York, depending on traffic. So, and they got similar food. So, I mean, if you've been to New York, go ahead and head down to Jersey real quick. That won't be too long of a drive and touch another state. So, all right. So New Jersey was cool. Got similar to New York. Got a same type of vibe, but what have you. Now, what is another state that you would recommend folks to visit or go to?
A couple of years ago, I crossed off. Maybe it's on a lot of people's list. I crossed off Louisiana off my list. I went down there for spring break with my sister, and it was great. We went to New
Right.
Orleans. We had a good time. We saw the alligators. We saw the French Quarters. I would definitely say check it out, and not during Carnival season. I mean, of course, you can go for Carnival,
Mm-hmm.
but when you go for Carnival, you're not really seeing New Orleans. You're just going for the party and the drinking and which is great, which is great. I'm not saying don't go for that, which is great. I'm just saying if you want to actually visit New Orleans for what it is, try to go when it's not Carnival, like that. You can
Right.
actually visit the places without too big of a crowd. Visit the plantations, the houses that used to be, you know, slave owners' houses, and you can see the slave quarters. That was pretty interesting to see. And then eating alligator was pretty yummy. And listening
Really?
to yeah, it was delicious. We didn't expect it. We just saw it on the menu. We said, when in Rome, why not? So tried it. It was great. Check out the history of voodoo down there. It's pretty interesting. Go to ghost tours. One of my favorite tours that we did was the food tour. The food down there is bomb. Like
Hmm.
whatever, everything we had from breakfast to dinner to drinks, every single thing we had was delicious. And
Right.
I would definitely say go on a food tour if you're ever in New Orleans.
Now, wait a minute. Let's back on up a little bit. Food tour. That's my alley right there. That's my lane. So, well, tell me about this food tour. What exactly? What kind of food? How much food? What is this all
If
about?
I remember, we started not too far from, oh wow, forgive me for forgetting the name, where they have the beignets down there. So we
Hmm.
started there, and then we went to about 4 to 5 different restaurants where they gave us little things to try. That was my first time trying shrimp and grits. Listen, y'all, I'm not African American, so I didn't grow up eating shrimp and grits. I'm Caribbean and from Haiti, so that's not something we ate often. So that was my first time trying shrimp and grits, and it was delicious. And
Uh-huh.
every time I go to brunch, I'm like, okay, where are my shrimp and grits at? Now I got it. And then we went to one of those restaurants that was featured on some TV show. I forgot what the name of the TV show was, and it was just, you didn't think that you'd be full by the end of it because of how small each portion was.
Uh-huh.
By the end of the tour, we were just like, "Ooh, I'm good."
Really?
A full meal. Like this whole 2 hour tour was a full meal, and you also get a chance to see different parts of Louisiana that you didn't see through the tour because you have to walk to go to different restaurants. They don't take you in a car. You just
Hmm.
walk around and stuff like that. And the couple that took us, they were just some random couple that came to Louisiana for vacation and just never left.
I
Like, yeah,
like
we
that.
came we came here for vacation and we loved it so much that we called our kids and we told them, sell everything in the house. We're not coming home. We were just staying. I was like, oh, that's intense.
I like that. I like that a lot. Now, I don't know if you recall or not, but do you happen to know how much this food tour cost? Because I'm putting it on my bucket list.
Oh wow, it was 2 years ago. It was about maybe 3 years ago even. Um, I want to say somewhere between like 50 and 60 per person. It wasn't too much. To me, it was worth it because I tried 4 to 5 different restaurants, and each restaurant was food and drinks. It wasn't just like food and buy your own drink. It was like food and drinks. And
Mm.
we got to see some history of the town and visit some of the town. And I would recommend also the Frenchman Street if you want to check out the jazz history. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Jazz is really popular down in Louisiana, so if you want to go listen to some jazz one night and just chill, Frenchman Street for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I would recommend getting lost in New Orleans because at some point we were just walking around and we kind of got lost, but it was great. We
Yeah.
ventured outside of the typical tourist French Quarter section and then just venturing outside and checking out the surroundings. And that's when you really get to see the real Louisiana, like I guess the country the folks that you hear from the
Uh-huh.
TV and
Uh-huh.
the beautiful houses and all the colorful things, and you really see the leftover, I guess, slave culture that was left behind with the designs and the things they have on their porch and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to find your way back anyways. If you get lost, it's not that bad. You just grab an Uber and go back to wherever you were, and it's okay.
Right, right.
It's
I
not that
like that. Yeah, Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana is a major foodie state, or New Orleans is a major foodie city. But yeah, when you go down to Louisiana, man, you can get some good food: etouffee, jambalaya, gumbo,
bad.
uh, po' boys, shrimp and grits. The list, beignets, the list goes on and on. It's foodie heaven for those foodie folks out there, and for you vegetarians, my bad. This part of the show ain't for you, but it's all right. Now,
But yeah, there's a lot of meat down there.
and fried foods and all that good, delicious, unhealthy.
Mm-mm. Listen, we
uh,
spent 5 days there, and I don't even know how many pounds we gained, but no regret.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So, okay, cool. So we already know Louisiana, New Orleans. That's the place to go. Now, what is another state that you would recommend folks to go to?
Ay, Sharon, okay. Let me think. Is I mean, I went to Texas. Texas was pretty fun. We decided to
Mm-hmm.
do two cities, I guess, when we were there,
Mm-hmm.
Houston and Austin. At first, we weren't sure if it was doable, and then we realized, oh, they're only a 2-hour drive away from each other. So
Mm-hmm.
we just rented a car, and I think it's a very doable thing to do. That people, when they go to Texas, they should definitely check out both places because they're both so totally different. In my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
Austin, Houston was more of it was very city like. We did, for some reason we did go during a low season, so there wasn't much going on around town, but it was still
Mm-hmm.
fun. It was very city like to me, and whereas Austin is very hippie like. But the one thing that we did do in Austin, which is why I guess they say keep Austin weird. Folks, forgive me if I'm like forgetting which one was which, but I think we went to a bridge
Mm-hmm.
to see bats fly. And it
Ooh,
was
wait.
fun. It was I was nervous because I was like, I don't like bats, vampires, blood, all that was coming through my mind. But
Right.
yeah, there's hundreds of people just waiting because you had to go during sunset. So when sunset comes and then the bats just fly from under the bridge and then they fly off. And it was a sight to see.
Wow.
I think it's definitely a must check out when you go to, I think it was Austin. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Austin. And I mean, that was definitely the one thing we did that I remembered. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, I'm not going to forget that. Everything else was pretty typical.
Right.
Oh, check out the signs, check out the food,
Right.
nothing. But it was a fun place to visit. And it's the same as Houston. Houston was always fun too. We went to the college town and then went to the street where all the bars were. And that was pretty fun as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Food, obviously.
Now, far as yeah, I was about to say, far as the food though,
It's like the
is
food again.
what do you remember? Do you recall what? Because I know Texas is known for their barbecue. That's one of the things that they're
Yes.
known for.
Yeah.
So, is there anything? Is it barbecue? Is there anything else that you will recommend?
We had a lot of tacos, I guess, which makes sense. Texas right next to Mexico, but the
Mm-hmm.
barbecue was a lot more delicious than I thought it would be. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie. We did stay in line for a good 30 minutes, but it was so worth it. I wish I remembered the name of the restaurant. I would have written everything down for you guys. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
It was delicious. So Texas barbecue. The internet does not lie.
Right. Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Texas is known for their barbecue, and I've been to Texas. They have good barbecue, I must admit. So, okay, cool. Now, what type of traveler are you? Are you more of a solo traveler, group travel, budget, luxury? What type of
Uh,
traveler?
I mean, I've done all of it really. I mean, I guess I've never really done super luxury traveling, but I've done solo. when I was in Peru, I soloed myself up to Ecuador for a couple of days by myself, going by little with the little Spanish that I'm doing. It was great. I've done group travel as well with friends. We went when I went when I was studying abroad in Peru for 5 months. So with all the friends that I met there, we would travel together to different parts of Peru. So I did that as well. It was great. And most of my solo trips are very budget like because I don't wanna spend too much to for certain things. I want to be able to spend it elsewhere. For example, I would rather take a 2-star hotel so I can spend more money on a specific activity that I want to, a specific restaurant that I want to check out. But I've
Yep.
also done the one where I stay at the 4-star hotel and it's great. So it's like I'm really flexible. Just like my personality,
Good.
I can adapt to whatever's around me really.
That's good. That's a good trait, especially traveling. You got to be flexible, open-minded, and willing to, do something a little different. So, definitely think that's a good thing to have. Now, as far as traveling alone as a woman, any advice that you can give out there for those ladies who want to travel alone, thought about it, too scared, or any of that?
Always have someone know where you are at all times. Someone that not necessarily in the same country as you, but further away. Like my sister, she always knows where I am. I'm traveling by myself, and I never post publicly, like on Instagram or Facebook. In the moment, I would post where I was maybe a day or two before. So I would post next week what I was last week, basically. So no one really knew
Uh-huh.
exactly where exactly I am. Obviously, be vigilant. Keep your things close to you. Carry those safety, safety. Oh wow, English. Pepper spray, pepper
Mm-hmm.
spray, and those like hidden knives are harder to do because you can't really travel with them depending on the country you're going to or the plane. So those one are a little trickier. But there's always things that you have that are pointy, like a key, a pen
Mm-hmm.
that you can get away with, of course. But not I'm not saying all that's too scary. I'm just saying be vigilant. Just be aware of your surroundings. And if a local person tells you not to go somewhere at a certain time, listen to them because they live there.
Mm-hmm.
They know. And always do your research. Really. Aside from that, I would say just go, have fun, be careful, stay in a crowded area, like whatever Airbnb or hotel you go for. I know sometimes the ones that are hidden from the off the beaten path or always pretty and nice and stuff like that. But if you're gonna be in those places by yourself, try not to be out by yourself at night, especially if you're walking home alone or something of the sort. So just and then I guess common sense really. Certain things just don't do if you think that's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. And don't and trust your
Right.
gut. Trust your gut because sometimes your gut will tell you, oh, I shouldn't be here, or oh, I shouldn't be talking to this person because that's not gonna end well. Like trust it. It doesn't lie to you.
Yeah, yeah. Great advice. Great advice, ladies. I hope y'all paying attention and fellas too.
Yeah, I don't
We
think
travel
guys
along. Yeah, yeah. We travel along too, so we need to do the same things. We ain't.
are invincible.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah, because we just think we can just go anywhere with
Oh my
just
god,
any
that's
time.
gonna happen to me.
We don't even think like we not that smart, as you probably figured out. We're not that smart. But we try, I guess, some of us. But all right, cool. So we traveled a little bit in the United States. Now, Gayathan, take us to another country. So we have a little ways before we get to Haiti. But what other country that you like that you would recommend folks to go to?
So a lot of people when they travel, they think Europe, Asia. Now we're thinking Africa, but not a lot of people think of South America, even though it's right
Mhm.
there, so much closer to us. Yes, I know it can be a little bit more expensive, even though it's so close, but it's definitely worth it. So as I mentioned before, I studied abroad in Peru for about 5 months, and I believe that's definitely one of those countries people should visit. And I remember talking to the kids in my class when they were telling their families that they were gonna go to Peru, and a lot of them were like, "Oh, what's that? Where is that? Is that part of Africa? Where is Peru?" And they'll be like, "What? It's literally like a 3-hour flight from Florida. What are you talking about?"
Right,
So I
right.
would definitely say Peru, and not just to visit Machu Picchu. Yes, definitely go to Cusco and visit Machu Picchu. It is one of the world's wonders. It's beautiful. It's a nice hike. It's definitely on should be on everybody's must do to do list. But Peru has so much
Mm-hmm.
more to offer. It has, I think it's one of the few countries that has the forest, the rainforest, the desert, the beach, and the snow, like all together in the same season. So like the seasons change for it to happen. It just depends on
Ah,
where you go in Peru, and you'll get that.
right.
So you can go to Huacachina for desert, and go for
Mm-hmm.
buggy sand bugging. Is that what it's called? Yeah. And
Doom
there's a
buggy sound. Yeah,
yeah,
that'll
and this
work.
little town called Huacachina that's literally like in the middle of a desert, which is great. And then, or
Mm,
you can go to the Amazon and see the rainforest, or
right.
you can go to Lima and then just enjoy in the capital and enjoy the regular warm life. Yes, it gets cold in Peru, which you wouldn't think, but it really does. So when it's hot in the US, it's cold there. And when it's cold there, it's hot here. So for instance, July is their winter, whereas July for us is summer. But their winter is
Mm-hmm.
not like snowish kind of winter.
Right, right. It's just more so cold, more so than snow.
Yeah, it's just cold. I mean, I didn't stay there. I left in July, but from what I've read and such, they're the coldest it probably gets there, probably like the 50s, 40s. And I'm talking about the capital here, guys, not necessarily in the mountains where there's actual snow. I didn't make it to the
Mm.
mountain because again, I don't like winter, so I didn't try to make it there.
Right.
Or if you go to while it's cold in Lima, you can go further
Uh-huh.
up north of Peru, and then you can find the beach towns where it's still summer. The ones that are
Mm.
closer to the frontier of Ecuador. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I haven't been to Peru, but definitely is on my bucket list. Of course, the Machu Picchu and all that good stuff. I definitely want to try that. Be a tourist for a little bit, and then I like the local things too. I like to do the tourist and local things. Now, as far as the food,
I was gonna
do you
say, if
remember
you're a
anything about the?
foodie, Peru should be on your list because Peru has won what best food in the world 5 years in a row, something like that. It's like where,
Oh, really?
yeah, the food down there. If you're a foodie, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, or carnivore, meaning you get everything, Peru should be on your list for food wise, whether it's desserts, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it is. You'll find something you like, or drinks as well. Drinks, they have great drinks like Pisco Sour, mm, or Pisco, however you like.
Yeah, pisco. Yeah, I studied abroad in Chile, and they drink pisco in Chile as
There's
well. They
always
make.
like, oh, where's Pisco from? Chile or Peru? I was like,
Uh huh.
I can't get into this fight. What do I know?
Yeah, but yeah, pisco is the I guess their national. Well, I guess in Peru as well. It's one of their drinks or
Yeah.
national drinks or what have you. You can either have it with Coke or Sprite, and is it rum or tequila or something? I forgot what they mix it with, but it's good.
And
Whatever it is.
then there's also the most popular one, which is Pisco Sour, because Pisco in itself is alcohol.
Right, right,
So,
right.
so I think the Pisco Sour is made with lime, and then that white foamy thingy that you see on top of it is raw eggs. I know you wouldn't think so.
Mm,
I remember asking at
mm.
the bar, the guy's like, "Yeah, it's eggs." I was like, "What?" I never saw Pisco Sour the same again. I mean, still drank it, but I could never think of it the same now that I know I was eating raw eggs.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Ceviche, make sure you try ceviche.
Ceviche, yeah.
Don't be worried, guys. It's delicious. Just eat it. Just close your eyes and eat it, and then you'll see
Mm-hmm.
how good it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, what foods specifically that you can remember that was good that you would recommend?
Ceviche is good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Papa la huancaína is good, which is like a sort
Mm.
of potato. And then they
Mm-hmm.
have a yellow sauce they put on it. Don't ask me how they make it. That's what it looks like. Yeah, carabines verde, which is a green pasta that they usually serve with a steak. That's good too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Lomo saltado, that's good. That's beef. That's beef,
Okay.
uh, and it's can be served with rice or I don't say pasta, but it's mostly rice. Ooh,
Right.
the Asian Peruvian fusion is really good too down there. There's a lot more Asian people. I think I want to say Chinese, but I don't remember. But I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
say Asian because I don't remember. I forgot which country. A lot more than
Right.
I thought I would find in Peru. And I was
Right.
like, ooh, what they call it chaufa. They have this meal called chaufa, which is a kind of a fried rice. Really,
Mm-hmm.
it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
That's good too. Uh, Pollo saltado. No, no, no. That's not what it's called. It's pollo something. I forgot how it's made. It's some chicken. You'll see it everywhere. That one is everywhere. Every restaurant has it. Some restaurants are literally named after it because that's their
Mhm.
specialty.
Uh-huh.
Man, I wish I remember what it was called. But chicken is good.
Uh-huh.
They have this drink, chicha. It's a purple drink. It's made of I want to say corn, like the corn purple, the purple corn. Um, it's they drink it a lot down there. I didn't personally like it, but it's one of the drinks they drink a lot down there. um, yeah, there's a lot more foods, but those are the ones that come to mind in the moment.
Right. Those are good though. You got a good memory. You got a good memory. You remember the specific words and I like that. So yeah, Peru definitely. If it's not on your list, put it on your list. Don't only do the Machu Picchu, but try the Pisco Sours. Go to the Amazon. They have the desert. Go
I want to
dune
go for a
bugging in the
weekend. It's
desert.
really cool. I did it. We did it, and it's
Go
really
where?
cool to be there on the Amazon for a weekend. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely pack your mosquito repellents, such,
Mm-hmm.
and go with an open mind because obviously it's in the middle of the desert, the rainforest, so there are some amenities that you don't have. But it's
Right.
great.
Right.
It's definitely something that must be done, and definitely don't be afraid to swim in the Amazon because the guides will obviously warn you that there might be animals down there that they don't know about. There are dolphins. Not gonna lie, there are dolphins. They're pink dolphins. So that was pretty cool to see. But don't be afraid. It's just a little water. If you feel a little something hit your leg, just jump back in the boat. It's okay.
Just jump back in the boat. We'll be good.
All right.
Don't panic. Don't panic. Whatever it is, it might be a snake, but just don't panic. Might be a gator. Who knows? I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of animals you may see up in the Amazon. I've never been, but it's on my bucket list. Put it on your bucket list if it's not already. And Peru, we definitely got to do that. And Peru was fun. Peru, we got a lot of stuff done. Ate real good, so the food is good. I agree with that. And then now let's head to another country. We got a little ways before we hit Haiti, but let's hit another country before we go.
Okay, let's make our way to one country that I spent some time in as well, which was Spain. I spent a lot of time in Spain. I know. I'm going from the colonizer to the colony. I know. It is what it is. I did it. I recently spent almost a year in Spain getting my MBA, and I was in Barcelona. And
Mm,
before that, I had spent a couple months in Sevilla, which is south of Spain.
mhm,
It was great. So I would say Spain should be on your list as well, but not just to go visit Barcelona and see soccer. Mm-mm.
mhm, mhm,
Spain is way more than that. Even
mhm,
inside Barcelona, Spain is more than just soccer and Catalan and paella.
mhm, mhm. Yep.
So there's the beach to go visit. The club scene is pretty cool. But there's also the cultural side, obviously. If you want to go see the Sagrada Familia, Gaudi, you want to learn about Gaudi and how he basically helped build Barcelona with all the things he did. And then
Mhm,
I definitely say go outside of Barcelona. When I was there, I was in school, so I wasn't doing much traveling, which I could
mhm.
have, but I wasn't because I was, in school again. um,
Right.
and we went up north to Costa Brava, which is a summer town, really, but we went during winter, which was silly of us to do. But we went during winter to a summer town, and it was
Right.
so great. And it was only a couple hours drive. And I would say also check out south of Spain. South of Spain has a big history. If you check out Andalusia, Andalusia is a region, is a southern region, really. Like Catalonia, which has Barcelona and a bunch of other little towns.
Mhm.
There's Andalusia, which has Sevilla, Malaga, and other towns I'm forgetting, but definitely go down there. And then
Mhm.
you see the influence of the Arabs in Spain. Because before, I forgot which king, Arabs were in that area of town. And they're the ones that built a lot of monuments, such as different churches, different buildings. And you can see the designs and how they impacted the way the streets are built. They impacted the way the parks are built. And you can still see that history down there. So I definitely say check out south of Spain. And then
Nice.
from there, just take a quick ferry, go to Morocco, and call it a day.
Yeah, you can't. You can do a lot in Spain. It's not just Barcelona. It's not just soccer. It's a lot to do. A lot of history, a lot of culture. Definitely advise folks to do like a city tour of the first day that you get there. See what
Mhm.
there is to go along. Ask your tour guide. Okay, what did we not see that we should see? What were the locals? What are the local places to eat and to do and all that good stuff? So yeah, Spain. There's a lot to do in Spain. People only go to like, or from what I hear, a lot of folks focus on like Madrid or Barcelona, but there's other places in Spain that's pretty beautiful and magnificent. Now, as far as did you get a chance to? I don't know if are you a wine drinker? Did you get a chance to taste any of the wine in Spain or?
I mean, I went to the supermarket and bought a couple bottles of wines on my own, but I didn't get a chance to do a wine tour. No, I didn't. I didn't. I do like wine, but I'm more of a sweet wine, which people think is disgusting. But I like wine more than I like the just the dry one. But the ones that I did try from recommendations from people I went to school with and my professors and stuff, they were good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely put Spain on your list. Anything other than anything that we missed before we could do one more country, but anything else in Spain that you would like to cover before we head out?
Um, it's okay to get lost, basically. I'm a big get lost in the town that I like to visit. It's like I just walk around, get lost, and don't worry about it because eventually you'll find your way back home. Because Spain is literally like I'm thinking about Barcelona because that's where I was mostly. Is like a big square. Eventually you'll find your way back to where you were without even realizing. Because you're like, oh wait, I was just here
Hmm.
without even realizing. But I mean, do your research, see what you're into, and then go from there. Don't necessarily try to go the typical tourist route.
Hmm.
That's why I mean, of course, when I go to a place, I try to check out the typical thing. Like I'm not gonna go to Paris and not check out the Eiffel Tower.
Got
But
to.
then again, that's not all I'm gonna do. I also
Sure.
try to go outside of the tourist sections and see what's out there. So that's what I recommend everybody to do. You said you want to do another country before
Yeah,
we
let's
land
do. Yeah.
Haiti?
One more. We got a little time. Let's do one more country.
Um, okay, okay. Do you want Bali or Morocco?
You the pilot. Let's
You
do
said
Bali. Let's do
Bali.
Bali. Yeah, let's do Bali. Yep. I
So
like Bali.
Bali is felt like a 52-hour flight from New York, but it wasn't. It was more like really 20 something hours. I just had a long layover in Hong Kong for no reason, which wasn't fun. But yes, long flight over to the Asian continent. And
Mm-hmm.
Bali, you find Bali is in Indonesia. For people that tend to forget, Bali, it's not its own country. It's an island in Indonesia where
Okay. Mm-hmm.
getting more and more popular with the tourists. I mean, it's been popular with Australians because it's right there next to them. It's
Mm-hmm.
like people from the US going to the Caribbeans. That's how close Bali is to Australians. So to them, that's pretty normal. But for us Westerners coming to Bali, it's a new place. So Bali, a lot of traffic, a lot of traffic. If you're staying in the typical tourist areas like Ubud and such, a lot of traffic. But the people there are so nice.
Mm-hmm.
The food is good. If you don't like peanut butter or peanut oil, please make sure to let your server know because we
Mm-hmm.
like to cook with peanut oil. I mean, some people don't mind it. I didn't like it. The first time I tried, I was like, ooh, not for me. So I just decided my whole time I was in Bali, I was allergic to peanut butter, period. But I
That's
wouldn't have that. But aside from that, the food was delicious. And there you'll find, if you go to Ubud, you'll find the monkey forest, which people like to go to. It was fun to go to there, but make sure you follow the rules they tell you to. If they tell you don't look at the monkeys in the eyes, don't look at the monkeys in the eyes. If they tell you don't feed the monkey, don't feed the monkey. They tell you don't startle the monkey, don't startle the monkey, because the only person that's gonna lose is gonna be you, not them, not the monkey, you, because you're the one that's gonna get attacked. You're the one that's gonna get something stolen from you. So listen to them.
mm.
And then, sorry, I just remember watching this lady that was next to us at some point. She was trying to take a picture with a baby monkey, and mama monkey just came out of nowhere. And I was like, "Ooh, lady, they told you
You
not to do
always
that.
have those
They
ones.
told you not to do that. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I wanted to feel bad, but I was like, "You were warned."
Yeah.
Yes, and then what was I saying? Yes, Bali. The food is great. Again, as you can tell, I like food. When I like to check out food, different places I go to. You will find food for your taste if you don't want to try cultural food. You will. You'll find the American food. You'll find the Italian food. You'll find the burgers and such. But I definitely say try their cultural meals because it's good. It's mostly noodles and rice with different spices. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say try to go off of main island Bali and go to the different little islands like Gili Islands or Nusa Penida Island. Those you can check out different things and they have beautiful views. I know a lot of those places people just go for the Instagram shot, but after you get the Instagram shot, take a minute. Take a minute, look, and enjoy the view because it's actually, aside from a picture, it's actually a nice view. It's actually a nice hike, especially if you decide to go hike down to the beaches. I think it was Nusa Penida. I went to the west side. Most people go to the, I went to the east side. Most people go to the west side where I take that picture with the dinosaur looking thing.
Right.
That's great. And you can go down that hike too, but that hike is like a 2 hour hike, 2-3 hour hike, and it's steep. But on the west side, on the east side, there's also just a view just as beautiful. I think it's called Diamond Beach. And that hike down is probably what, 30 minutes? It's not that bad. The beach is just as beautiful. And I would say try to enjoy the water there as well, not just go take your picture and bounce. Like just try to sit down, enjoy the water, enjoy the view. Because you didn't fly all the way to Bali just to get a picture. Because for that, you could have just used Photoshop and call it a day.
Yep, true story. Yeah.
Um, but one thing I do that's me wish thinking that I want to do next time I go to Bali is go outside of the tourist hub of Ubud and I'm so upset I'm forgetting the name of this other town that's literally where everybody else goes and go more up north of Bali because up north is a little less touristy, less traffic, and more beautiful from what I've heard and from the pictures that I've seen.
Yeah.
One of
Like that. Like that. And I hear that Bali you need that's one another place that you need your bug repellent and insect repellent. That's another one of
yeah,
those.
sure,
Gotta have
definitely.
that. And then
Most
Bali,
places what you do.
yeah. Yeah, but it's on my list. I've saw the pictures, I've seen the pictures on IG, the Instagram photos. Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Definitely on my bucket list, like every other country. So if it's not on your guys' bucket list, definitely put it on there. Don't forget to bring your insect repellent. You definitely need that. Don't look the monkeys in the eyes. Don't feed the monkeys. Don't be taking pictures with the monkeys. Pay attention to what your tour guide is telling you.
Basically,
Yeah, it probably won't be no problems. Probably, most likely, probably won't be.
and I
So
feel
yeah.
like if you want to enjoy Bali to the most, to the fullest, try different hotels. Because again, like I was telling you guys, there's a lot of traffic. So if you're gonna be staying in Ubud, which is a little bit further up north, and then you want to go down to the south and go check out, I don't know, different parts of the south, like the temple, like the Uluwatu temple, or that beach club that's down there. I forgot the name. It's gonna take you like 2, if not 3 hours to make it back up to your hotel in Ubud after that. So that's why I always say, like, okay, if you're gonna check out Ubud, if you want to check out the north, stay in the hotel up there. And then after that, when it's time for you to go down south, take another hotel down south. So you don't have to worry about driving because that you'll be wasting a lot of time in traffic. A
Yep.
lot.
What great info, great travel tip. Y'all hope y'all paying attention and taking notes. So with that being said, Gayathan, let's go ahead. We have
Going?
finally
Going?
arrived in Haiti. So
Yes.
welcome. We're off the plane. We ready to stretch our legs, hit the
I wish
ground
I had
running.
my flag.
Yeah.
Show y'all.
That would have been dope. That would have been dope. Yeah, yeah. So what is the first thing that you would recommend folks to do, while we here?
Okay, so Haiti, food again. Yes, I
That's
want
what I'm
food.
talking about.
Let's go for the food and try different Haitian meals. We do have a lot of vegetarian friendly meals. We do eat a lot of animal. We eat pork, fried pork called grillo,
Mhm,
plantain, platanos, which most people know.
mhm.
Most Caribbean countries have that. Our rice is the best. Jamaicans have agreed to it already, so there's nothing you can say about that. Whether it's white rice or rice with beans or peas or however you guys say it.
Mhm.
Um, there's the Haitian version of polenta, which is maï moulu. Polenta, I think, is the Italian version, but that's just the way people usually recognize it when I say polenta. They're like,
Mm,
oh, I see what you're talking about.
mhm,
Seafood. Again, we're an island, so our seafood is delicious. From conch to shrimp, the fish, different ways. And whether in sauce or in grilled, or
mhm.
if you go to the beach, make sure you go to the beach empty stomach so you can eat there, because the fishermen are definitely going to come and offer you different things that they literally just got from the ocean, like literally just got from the ocean, and they'll just bring it to you. Obviously,
Fresh.
pay for it, of
Mhm,
course. But yeah,
mhm.
and but Haiti's not just the beach. Again,
Right.
there's a lot of rich history about slave rebellion and kings and queens and coup d'etats from presidents that had to leave. So I definitely say check out the couple museums that we do have. We do have one called Mipana in our capital, which is Port-au-Prince, which
Mhm.
has here you can find the crown of our king. You can find the old money that we had, the old that from like back in the days. And
Way
then you
back.
can go to our fort. We have a couple of forts down in Port-au-Prince. We have Fort Jacques, which is up in the mountains about 2 hours from town. Um, I definitely say check out the north of the country. That's where you're gonna find La Citadelle, which is
Mhm.
the north of the country, which is Cap Haitien, was the one and only empire. But we only had one, the one and only king, which is Christopher. Um, uh, Christophe. So that was great. And then you have waterfalls. Oh yes, waterfalls. If you go
Mhm.
down south, now if you go south of the country, you'll find waterfalls, which is called what is it called again? Sodo. No, 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 not Sodo. Bassin bleu. There you go. Bassin bleu, which means blue basin in English. Sorry, I have a
Mhm.
hard time translating from French to English sometimes. It doesn't translate well.
Right.
But if you look up bassin bleu, which is a blue basin, I believe in English, you'll
Mhm.
see the pictures, and then it's a clear blue water you can jump from and then enjoy. Uh, each just like in the U.S., each part have their different meals that they like.
Mhm.
People up north, they like um, almonds a lot. Down south, they like
Mhm.
coconut a lot. In the center, which is the
Mhm.
capital, we just a little bit of everything. There's no specific culture in the capital. I feel like capitals of most countries don't have their own culture. They just grab everything that's around and just make it their own.
Yep.
And I say be friends with the locals. The locals are usually really nice, especially if you go further outside of the capital. The capital, again, is just like any other capital, very busy, very city-like, very
Mhm.
barish clubs kind of capital. There's nothing really special. That's
Right.
why I would say venture outside of the capital, because that's where you'll really get to see the real Haiti and then
Mhm.
see the real people that are super friendly, super nice. Hospitality, Haitian hospitality is very big. If you go to a local's house, you will be offered food no matter what. I mean, you don't have to eat it, but you will
Right.
be offered food and drinks and coconuts and all that extra stuff.
Right. Right. Do you guys eat? Because I know I was in Dominican Republic. I know there's some type of thing going on between Dominican and Haitians. Yeah, I've heard the history a little bit about it. Now I know they eat like mango. Do you guys eat mango as well?
No, the mango is plantain, right? They just
Yeah.
it's boiled plantain that they put together basically and then make their own. No, we don't. I mean, if there is, I don't know it, but
Mhm.
as far as I know, we don't have anything that's like mango. I've had mango, it's great,
Okay.
but I don't think we have anything that's like mango in Haiti per se.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Now, far as being an American, and only because unfortunately, us Americans only speak one language, which is English, of course. Now, how is it getting around in Haiti with our English? Do we need to have Google Translate or have somebody who speak French? Or matter of fact, is the official language, is it French? Is that the
We
official?
have two official languages, French and Haitian Creole. So it's spoken in both places. Of course, French is Creole, everybody speaks Creole. French is if you went to school, mostly. Like, so
Mm,
you won't find, for example, the little lady selling lettuce at the market. She probably doesn't speak French. She most likely doesn't speak French. I mean, will she maybe know a word or two? For sure. But
mm,
fluent proper French? No, no, she doesn't. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, but you as an American coming to Haiti, depending on where you go, you should be fine. Like if you're the capital and you're not going to those very, and you're going to the more frequented places, the more frequented bars and stuff, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At this point, the capital, I don't even know why they don't put English as a third language. That's how Americanized Haiti has become a bit. Um,
Okay.
yeah, but if you go further out, I mean, I don't know how well Google Translate will. It's the French that translates great. So Haitian Creole not so well. Not yet, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it still sounds a little crazy when you translate
Right.
Haitian English to Haitian Creole.
Now let's go ahead and get a little bit of Rosetta Stone in. So for
No, wait, what?
those for those folks who want to learn a little bit, let's do French first, since that's a little
Oh,
more popular for us. Now, how do you say in French? How do you say hello?
bonjour.
Bonjour. So, yeah, bonjour. So, y'all ladies out and gentlemen out there, we getting our Rosetta Stone in. So
It's
participate. Tag along.
bonjour, it's salut. Yeah, you
Salut.
can say either one of those. But bonjour is the more common one. Salut is more like for your friends. Like, oh, salut.
Okay, okay. So bonjour is or salut. So bonjour. So we getting cultured right here. So how do you say thank you in French?
Come on, tell me you know that one.
Well, I know it, but there's
Oh, okay,
not
okay.
every.
Merci.
Merci,
MERCI. Merci. Mhm.
merci. Okay, and then what's another? How much is it, or how much? How do you say that?
Uh, See, French is not nice like Spanish and English is. How much is two words, and French is a bit longer than that. It will be like
Mm,
combien ça coûte? Like combien is means much. Ça means like this, like whatever it is you're asking for.
uh-huh.
Coûte means like how much? I don't know. Like, but combien ça coûte combien? Ou bien combien ça coûte? Huh?
Combien ça
Combien?
coûte?
There you
Combien?
go. Wow, you're good with languages.
Com- I try. I
Like
try.
your pronunciation, you're not very like I don't say Americanized, but like so you don't pronounce it like funny like combien ça coûte? Sorry.
Well, I do speak Spanish, so that
Oh,
may
you
help.
see, Latin languages. There you go.
Yeah,
You
that
got a
help.
little Latin going on there.
Yeah, that help. So, what about Creole? I don't know nothing in Creole though. French, I'm learning. I don't know too much in French neither, but Creole, I'm just absolutely just lost on
Okay.
that. So, how do you say
So
hello in
Haitian
Creole?
Creole. Okay, so Haitian Creole is a mixture of French and African languages that were put together to create its own language. Like
Okay.
Patois, like Jamaican Patois is more like English and whatever African language was there, where
Hmm.
Haitian Creole is more, it's French and African languages that were put together to create its own language. So that's why hello in Creole is just bonjour. They just take away the R from the French.
Okay. Okay.
Some
So,
words are very similar, some words are not. And some
okay.
words are very similar to even Spanish, but some words are not. Don't ask me for one now because I can't think on the spot like that.
It's all good. I think I'm fluent in French now. I think I got it. Bonjour. Hello. Merci. All right. So we got that out the way. So I think we got us another language on our belt. Now, what
Yeah.
about for Americans? Do we need, other than a passport, do we need like a visa or vaccinations or anything?
As of right now, no. The only thing you really need to get into Haiti is your passport, of course, long enough for your stay. And then when you get there, you pay a $10 tourist fee if you were not born in Haiti. For example, I have some friends that were born in Haiti, but they're Americanized. They're fine. They don't have to pay that fee because they were born there. But if you're not born in Haiti, then when you get there, you have to pay the tourist fee because you're a tourist, basically.
Mm-hmm.
As for vaccines, there aren't any vaccines that are enforced, but recommended for sure. They recommend malaria, yellow fever, and stuff like that. But nothing is enforced.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Some countries like Africa, some countries in
You
Africa,
can get in.
yeah. It's mandatory. So they ask for that documentation upon arrival. So you better have that. Now, Haiti is a little more lenient on that, so that's cool. And then we also have to pay a $10 tourist fee. Now, is that, can we pay with credit card or is it just cash, or do you know?
As far as I know, it's cash.
Yeah, I know a lot of things when it comes to visas and stuff like that. Cash is king. So y'all definitely want to have some cash on you. So don't forget
Cash
that.
is king in Haiti
Yeah, yeah.
because I mean, if you go to the bigger restaurants, like nicer bars and stuff like that, you'll be fine with your card. But if you try to go to a more local spot, definitely cash is king. Whether it's
Pay it.
US dollars or if you switch it to Haitian good. but that's just king.
Nah, yep. So now, far as a time of the year to go, is there a certain? Can you just go any time of the year, or is it better times to come versus others?
Uh, Again, really depends on what you're going for. But like any of the Caribbean countries, there are the hurricane season, which starts, I believe, in August. It's
Mm-hmm.
July, August till about September.
Mm-hmm.
That's hurricane season. Um, Christmas is beautiful in Haiti. Easter is just as beautiful as well because we are a predominantly Catholic country, Catholic
Mm,
Christian country. So
mm.
those holidays are very celebrated over there. Carnival, we do have a very, very nice carnival. People, it's not just Brazil and Trinidad. We have a very nice one as well. So we
Nice.
go for carnival and for the February. Is that when carnival is usually? Yeah,
In
February.
Brazil, that I know of, is in February.
Yeah, it's usually all of them fall around the same time, around before Ash Wednesday.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, when it comes to, let's see, are there anything in Haiti that you dislike per se?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Haiti is it's a love hate relationship. Right? Like, everything in life, really. It's a love hate relationship. There can be a lot of insecurity. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. Depends on
Mm-hmm.
political tension or not. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the instability, the governmental instability sometimes also can get in the way of making things happen for entrepreneurs, for example. Like a lot of people, because when I moved from Haiti to the US, it was in 2010 when the earthquake happened. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of young people like me had to leave very fast, not necessarily because we wanted to. And we want to go back home. For example, I would love to go back home and live in Haiti, but they make it hard for young people and entrepreneurs to develop their business. And then the constant riots, sometimes you might open up your nice little shop there, and then because of a riot, you come the next
Mm,
morning and it's gone.
mm, 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 mm.
That's
Yeah.
that's very scary. And then there can be a lot of kidnappings there and down there too. Again, that's mostly all those crazy things that I'm talking about, guys, mostly happen in the capital.
Mm-hmm.
They
Okay.
mostly happen in the capital. Like when you venture outside the capital, it doesn't happen like that. Those things really happen in the
Right.
capital. Like when tourists come, we try to take them other places like the north or the south.
Mm-hmm.
When the
Mm-hmm.
airport opened up in the north of the country, we were all like, the tourist industry was very happy because that means you don't have to go to
Mm,
the capital to make it there. You can go straight to the north from Miami.
right.
So,
Right.
yeah, so definitely things like that
Wow.
very appreciated back home and colorism and things like that because we are predominantly black country. So I guess that's one thing I'm glad I grew up in. I didn't have to. It's not that I don't deal with racism, but colorism is a bit different than racism. It's not as
Mm,
prevalent. It's not as in your face as racism would be. So that's why we're growing up in a country where it's like everyone is basically the same shade. So
right.
if
Right.
something is happening to somebody down the street, it's not because they're darker or lighter than you. It's because they did some shit that they did something that they shouldn't have done.
Yeah, yeah, you fine. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. And to be honest with you, it's dangerous any and everywhere. I don't care what country you in. You just gotta pay attention. It's dangerous no matter where you at. Now, far as transportation, how do folks get around locally in Haiti? Is it you
They do have
Ubers? Is it
taxi.
trains, taxis? Is walking life?
Ubers, no. Taxis, yes. We do have taxis, like actual taxi companies, but those mostly hail down or call a company. We have tap taps, which are, if you look at the way it's made, just think of pickup truck, a pickup truck where they put something on the back and then people sit
Uh-huh.
inside, basically. That,
I got you.
that's the main mode of transportation over there. And then we also have buses, those very colorful, colorful, colorful buses that will
Mm-hmm.
definitely have a verse of the Bible of the name of a
Mm.
like athlete in the U.S. like Kobe Bryant or
Yeah.
Beyonce or something like that on them.
Right.
So those are the mode of transportation. Oh, and they've also the past couple of years, motorcycles have become very popular too.
Mm-hmm.
So you just hail a motorcycle and you just but price wise, it's not very stable. I don't know. I don't even know what the prices would be because they change so much, and they don't and they don't all go the same place. For example,
Mm.
I would need to go from point A to point B. I might need to take two taxis there from point A to point A.1. Then from A.1, I go to point B0. And then from B0, I can finally make it to B. Take another one
Wow.
to B.
Right.
So it's never
Yeah.
a straight road there, but there's also cars. People drive. People have their cars. They drive from Haiti too. We mostly drive. We drive on the right side, like in the U.S. Is it right? Yes, right
Mm-hmm.
side in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Most people they drive a manual car.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
the automatic is making its way there, but it's mostly manual cars that we drive over there. But I feel like most Caribbean countries really. I think it's like most countries really, aside from the U.S., drive manual cars.
Right. Yeah, because we straight automatic days. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
We like our convenience. I guess it's convenient to have an automatic. So
yeah.
we do more. We could do more things at one time. We could eat and drive, talk on the phone and drive, text and drive. You know us. We always doing something. It's doing too much is what we always doing. But it is what it is. Now,
That's
what
what I'm
about
gonna
the?
tell them. Yeah, I learned how to drive with a manual car. They're like, what? I'm like, listen, that's how I learned how to drive back home. What do you want me to do about it? So if you have a manual car, you need help, let me know. I mean, it's been a minute, but it's like swimming. Don't forget how to do it.
Right, right. I like that. Now, what about the nightlife in Haiti and the music and all that? What can we expect?
Oh, so after food, music is definitely like another thing that you should look into. Haitian music is great. Whether it's the typical fist bumping music or the
Mm,
our traditional dance, which is called pompa, which is if you want to think about it, it's like a mix, it's like kizumba a little bit, and then I don't know. I don't want to compare it to any Spanish dance because it's really not. I don't say merengue a little bit because it's a lot of like this a little bit, but yeah, we have our dance compa, and on the capital you find a lot of clubs. They have a lot of clubs that are open at night, and they're open to the wee hours of the night, which can be unsafe. Can
yeah,
be very unsafe
right.
with
Yep.
everything I just mentioned before. Can be very unsafe. There's one thing though that does happen on the summer in Haiti and mostly in the winter time. We have a lot of raves. I call them raves. People call them concerts. It depends on who you are, really. So that
Right.
happens, and it's I think one to two nights, and you buy your ticket, and you I think it usually happens up in the mountains in Haiti. It's probably like I said, I was saying where the fort is, a lot further down from there, where
Mhm.
it's either La Boule or Kingscoff or Taraz. Those are places in Haiti, if you ever want to look into them, where they have those raves that hundreds of people go to. And
Mhm.
it's great. There's one that they call Noche Buena, which obviously people know, which is the night before Christmas, and
Mhm.
everybody dresses in white. And then they party there till I've never been, but from the Instagram stories I've seen, people are still partying there at like 7 a.m. when the sun is coming up. I'm like, damn, this is
Mm.
intense.
Yeah.
Intense.
Turn up. Turn up. That's what I'm talking about.
This
Turn
is
up.
intense. And one day I'll
Ah.
find my way there, but so far I haven't yet because
Mm.
I can't see myself getting something at not at 10 p.m. and partying with the same energy that I had 10 p.m. at 8 a.m. the next day. I need a nap in between.
You can't go at 10. That's too early. That's just too early. You got to go at like 2. You got to at 2 in the morning. That's what time you got to
Right?
You got to
I
go.
would need a nap in between. But okay, I need to go stretch, take a rest, and then come back.
Yeah, halftime, coach,
Um,
halftime. We need a little bread. I need some orange slices. I need some orange juice or something. I
if
need my
you go outside the capital, it's mostly restaurants that have bars, and those bars turns into like clubbish at night. There's no
Mhm.
actual like, oh, this is a club. So this is a restaurant bar that becomes clubbish when
Right.
it comes a night.
Right. Now, what about accommodation? Do you recommend hotels, Airbnb, or what do you recommend folks to sleep?
Either depends on what you're looking for. The hotels are very nice. There's hotels for everyone from 5 star to not to 1 star.
Uh-huh.
Now hotels in Haiti are like you would think it's a Caribbean country, da, 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 da. It's not that expensive. No, life in Haiti is expensive. Why?
Mm.
Because we export a lot of the things that we export. Export, yeah. We export a lot, like import, like they
Import.
come in, import. We
Mhm.
import a lot of the things that we have, and the government doesn't really give people electricity, which is why sometimes hotels become so expensive because they can't rely on the electricity of the government like we do here in the U.S. So they have to provide their own electricity, which means they have to buy their own generators, their own gas, their own everything really to make the
Mhm.
hotel runs, which is why hotels can be so much more expensive in Haiti. But they're nice. They're very nice. They're very nice. And Airbnb has been making a come up in Haiti. Like a lot more people are putting their homes because sometimes people have like you'll find that sometimes Haitians have two houses. They might have one in the mountains and one in town.
Mm.
Have one here, might have them there. So
Mm-hmm.
they happen to put one in Airbnb and one they live in.
Yeah.
A lot of people are putting their houses or a house of a family member that doesn't live here anymore that probably moved to the US. So they put that
Right.
house on Airbnb. So you find a lot of nice houses as well on Airbnb to stay in. And they also usually come with a security guard. A security
Cool.
guard, sometimes even a maid, because most people in Haiti, if they're like from the middle class and up, they have a maid. Not necessarily that's treated badly, just someone that comes to the house, cooks, cleans, whatever maids do, and then they get paid and they go home. They go like
Right.
a job. They come,
Right.
they go home.
I like that. I like that a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, if Haiti is not on your list, you definitely want to put it on there. It's a lot that you can do. You go hit the beaches, travel, go local places,
Mm-hmm.
and if you know, try if you're into the nightclub and the nightlife, be careful, especially in the capital. You definitely want to
Don't
be
go alone.
careful. Yeah, yeah. Don't go alone. Yeah, don't go alone. Definitely want to have a buddy with you or what have you, or maybe in a
Or
group. Who
and definitely a
knows?
local as well too.
Definitely, it's always good to
Don't
have a.
want to just be a group of tourists. Definitely have a local there, whether it's a friend of a friend or a tour guide that you hire to stay with you the night or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing I did want to say is that statistically speaking, and people you can look it up if you want to. Statistically speaking, okay, let me start. Everybody goes to the DR. No, everybody's been to the DR. Everybody goes to the Dominican Republic because it's a Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
But statistically speaking, and they don't come to Haiti because it's dangerous. Again, I'm going to say again, statistically speaking, the Dominican Republic is more dangerous than Haiti.
Yep.
It's just that we have a bad rep.
Yep. 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 And we listen to he
Listen
say,
as a
she say.
exactly. We listen to the Google. We listen to whatever they say. But
Mm-hmm.
statistically speaking, you can look it up. You can look it up. Dominican Republic is more dangerous than Haiti is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
that they painted a better picture of their country than we have, and that's what's I guess killing us really.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you're not going to Haiti because you think Haiti is more dangerous than DR, that should not be a reason to not go to Haiti because,
Right.
as mentioned again, it is more dangerous there than it is in Haiti.
Mm-hmm. So I hope y'all paying attention. Hope y'all taking notes. Now, if you've been to the DR, want to go to the DR, or is going to the DR, you might as well hit Haiti as well. It's right next door. Don't be too scared. You can anything can happen to you anywhere. So put Haiti on your list. Whether you want to go for the beaches or for to have good food, do the nightlife, and just party until sun up. It's a lot that it's just a lot that you can do. Don't knock Haiti. Put Haiti on your list. It sounds like it's a place to, and it's the Caribbean. I mean, why not? The Caribbean is beautiful. Got beautiful water, white sand. Is warm. It's tropical. You can't lose. You can't lose. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to get ready to hit this flight back home. We can stop in the gift store, get some souvenirs and whatnot. But as we are doing that, Gayathan, is there anything else that you would like to talk about Haiti before we head on back?
Um, I guess we kind of hit it. We hit you already mentioned it. Is that don't listen to the he said she said.
Mm-hmm.
You come to find out that most people that say don't go to Haiti are old Haitian people that probably had a bad experience there. And oh yeah, I don't go there anymore. Da, 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 da. No, don't listen to that. Don't listen to it. As he has,
Right.
as Darren said, anything can happen to you anywhere.
True.
Of
True.
course, be
True.
vigilant, be careful, be all that stuff. But anything can happen to you anywhere. Because if you're gonna listen to the media and he said she said not to go visit someplace, I would never be going home. I would have
Mm-hmm.
never got to Peru. I would have
True.
never done Ecuador by myself. And
Mm.
I'm still here standing and okay.
There we go. Well said. Well said. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys got some good souvenirs and things to bring back with you in regards to Haiti and any other countries and states that you heard about today. So, we do got to catch this flight. So, on this way back home, we have one last segment for us, and that is called the lightning round. And at this lightning round, I'm going to ask you a list of questions, and you are to answer them as quickly as possible. So, quick speed is our friend. And then, even to make things even more interesting, you have to use only one word answers.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna get good.
I was prepared for this.
So let me go ahead. All right. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I guess.
All right, let's do it. So, question number one: what is your favorite airline?
Delta,
What is your favorite hotel?
Airbnb,
What is your favorite cruise line?
Carnival,
What is your favorite state?
uh, Louisiana,
What is your favorite country?
Spain,
What is your favorite hotel booking site?
Booking.com,
What is your favorite flight booking site or app?
Skyscanner,
What is one thing that you must bring on all of your trips?
my coconut oil,
Good. Where do you want to go next?
Kenya,
Nice. What other state would you live in?
Ooh, Georgia,
What other country would you live in?
Ghana.
And last question: what is your favorite travel podcast?
I don't know, the Global Travel Podcast.
Good answer. Good answer. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, Gayathan, for helping us out, showing us. Of course, yeah. I mean, you went to 21 countries. I had to have you on the podcast. It only made sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time of day it is. We are approaching our home airport, so the plane is now descending. I need you back into your seats, buckle up, trays up, and your seats in an upright position. But before we land, Gayathan, if you can give us one last piece of travel advice, what would that be?
I say, don't be afraid to leave your hometown and don't let Instagram make you feel like taking a flight to a different continent is the only way to travel, because it's not. You can get in your car, travel 2 hours away, hell, travel an hour away, and that's traveling. As long as you check out a new spot, it counts, period.
Well said. I hope y'all are paying attention and taking notes. That was beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now landed. You can unbuckle your seatbelts, grab your belongings, and exit the cabin. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining us and flying with us at the Global Travel Podcast. And we'll see you guys on our next trip. If you would like to be a guest on our show and tell us about your travel experiences, then leave us a comment in the comment section below so we can reach out to you. Also, if you have any countries, states, or cities that you'd like us to review, please let us know so we can plan a trip there. Lastly, if you got some good value today and liked our podcast, please hit the like button and click subscribe so you can travel with us again next time. So subscribe right now because you don't want to miss the next trip. With that being said, over and out.